Alright guys, well, back for more. Gonna do the Mercedes again this time. See how she do. Maybe make, do a couple warm-up laps since we already did kind of shake down this a couple days ago. Maybe make a couple adjustments to the set. And try and do a little bit longer run here. Just try and basically get a good feel for the car relative to the other two after I've been driving them for the day. I just feel like you can get a better feel for things when we drive cars back to back. So, let's go. This looks like it has the same fuel as the Audi. 120 liters, which is 10 liters less than the McLaren. Pretty interested to see what this is going to feel like the second time out after driving the McLaren, which might just be the heaviest car of the bunch. Actually, after driving this now, right after driving the McLaren, that does feel the McLaren is a little bit heavier. It's interesting driving them right after each other. But again, like the McLaren, with this more weight, it just feels like it doesn't want to really change directions quite as much. Pretty sure the tires are going to be where they need to be because we already made that adjustment when we did the shakedown earlier in the week. Definitely wants to turn into that corner a lot more in the McLaren. Steering feel is a little bit lighter, especially on entry, than the McLaren. McLaren just has a real heavy steering feel on entry. Buckets understeer going through that corner. I'd understeer going through the middle. The turn-in's good, but the middle, it's kind of understeering significantly. Again, not running traction control on this car like every other car. That felt pretty good coming out there for a front-engine rear-wheel drive car. Tail happy through there. Just not used to that much turning after driving that McLaren. See, it just keeps, I don't know if the tires are too hot right now or what, but it's a lot more, the rear end's a lot more willing to turn right now. But at the same time, the front just doesn't feel like it has the grip it should. Or I want. I'm just gonna ease into things. Probably a little too aggressive on those laps. One thing you gotta be careful with this car is it does kind of have a tendency, especially in the lower gear changes, to kick the rear end loose when you swap from one gear, like second to third, first to second. It's kind of rough transitions every now and then. It'll kind of break the rear end loose because of that. Right now, my gut's telling me this is going to be faster than the McLaren was. We'll see if that's right. Probably keep it in third gear through there. I don't feel like it should be faster than McLaren, but it just kind of feels like it's going to be. We'll have to see. Oh, wrong gear. Thought I was in second. Doesn't like getting on the brakes and changing direction right there. Kind of fights that with every bit of its being. Again, we're struggling with the same things we were in the Mercedes or the McLaren. Just doesn't like to change directions, doesn't really like rotating through the middle of the corner. The front just kind of slides and pushes. It is better at turning into the corner than the McLaren. Actually, might be pretty similar in lap times than the McLaren. We'll see. There we go, get it in the actual right gear. We just made up heaps of time through there. But I don't know what lap that's relative lap is based off of yet. But that's probably one of the biggest surprises about this car, is how well you can get out of corners, like how sideways I was right there and how good that felt. how controllable it felt, because I just thought it'd be like the old Beamer. And the Beamer's even better at it. It's not quite as good as this power sliding out of corners, because I think just the more weight in this car makes it easier to control that. But big improvement off what the Beamer used to be and what a front engine rear wheel drive car used to act like on here. So right now what I could use with this set is a little bit more turning through the middle, but a little more stability from the rear end as well. The rear end feels kinda like I wouldn't mind stepping out on me a little bit more than I'd like. Now that's pretty awesome how well that thing hooks up out of that corner. Goes over that curb rather nicely. See, there's that kick from first to second. Kind of just unsettles the car. Gotta be careful for that. Alright, so we're running almost identical times to the McLaren, but it feels easier to do it. Need to get a little bit faster, get it down to 49.4 before that's really true, but this just feels easier to go faster and then the McLaren around this track. It's wild, after driving the McLaren, this actually feels lighter, as light as on its feet as it's ever felt. That's because relative to the McLaren is just obviously a heavy car. Doesn't feel quite as bad as it did after I had tried it after the Audi and compared it to the Beamer. Still don't think it's quite up to par with the Audi on this track. It'll be interesting to see how the Beamer does. I found the Beamer's going to do pretty good here. And again, this set might be pretty good right now. I just need to get a little more used to it. So you have to drive this car differently than either of the other two. You have to be a little bit more careful on entry. Because, I mean, after I hit that initial fast lap with the McLaren, it automatically just went to running 150 flat, so it's hard to keep that, because I think I ran like a 49.4 with it, but I couldn't do that consistently. I can only really do that on the first flying lap. The really good tires, and then after that, it just start pushing too much. Yeah, so rhythm through there. I think I might just run this side out just like it is. Figure out where its rhythm is on this track. I'm starting to find the rhythm. It just seems to be a little bit faster in the McLaren, not by a lot, but it's just easier to go the same speed, let me put it that way. Maybe when I find the rhythm a little bit more, I'll be able to go a little bit quicker. I mean, it feels like it gets actually through the middle of the corner better than the McLaren, but that's probably because it's just getting into the corner better. Hey, what's up, Savage? How you doing, bud? Yeah, it definitely seems to be getting through the middle of the corners better in the McLaren. There you gotta be real gradual with the throttle though. And I felt you could be a little more aggressive with the McLaren there. And the Audi for that matter. Rear end really wants to step out under the low speed stuff, so I'd add one click of brake bias to the front. So let's do that, see how that feels. I'm 49.7 to, that was the wrong button, 50.1. 1 minute 49.8. I do like the way when you get on the throttle with this car, it just keeps turning. Still got some good dig in it, likes to keep rotating, doesn't start just pushing out wide. I think fuel burn's pretty similar to the Audi, about 3 liters. I wasn't really paying attention to the McLaren, unfortunately. Too busy just trying to drive the dang thing. Subconsciously went down to second gear, it worked out there, but I think I'm better off if I'm in third. I love how that thing can hook up out of corners like that. Still have to be gradual with the throttle, but it's not like it's working with you. It's not fighting you like the old Beamer used to do. I think that old Beamer scarred me for quite some time. It's nice to see that it's finally able to get out of corners like a proper car. feel like I'm more consistent with this car as well because I'm not having to drive it as hard to get as good a lap times like I was in McLaren. Where the McLaren is, I'd get like a 49.8 and then I'd get like a 50.5 because you just had to drive it harder, and if you miss a corner with that car, there's just no coming back to apex. Seems like there's some time to be gained through these S's versus my best lap. I don't know, lap 11 still feeling pretty good. Come to think of it, I don't even think there's a Silverstone set. I think this is the Nürburgring set. I don't think I loaded it, and the last time I drove it was at the Nürburgring, so it's working. Right now I'm about 3/10 off the pace of the Audi I was running. I was running more or less 49.5, 49.6s with that till about lap 25, and then I started running 49.9s, 50 flats. So we're just a little bit off that pace. But I do think I can find a little bit more pace in this if I just start getting a little bit better lines. Just really find out how to get the most out of this car around here. Pretty close, still about 2/10 off that pace. Definitely better pace than the McLaren. No doubt about that. More consistent and better pace. Pretty good over the curbs. I wouldn't say it's as good as the McLaren over the curbs. But again, probably do some work to suspension and try and help that. You have to be patient with this car. Can't quite wheel it like you can the Audi. Doing early upshifts and be more aggressive with the throttle. Didn't really gain any time doing that though. The wheel change reckons quicker than the McLaren. And my bad laps right now on this are like my good laps on the McLaren, so tells me something. Yeah, I went down to second there subconsciously, shouldn't have done it. Felt pretty good over those curbs. It's a fun car to drive once you figure out the rhythm. Especially after you drive the McLaren. A twisty track like this. It's the first time the car's felt light on its feet. That's the first time I've driven it after I drove something that was worse, frankly. 1:49.6. These are getting close to Audi lap times. Still not quite there, but a lot more competitive than McLaren was. There we go. That was a good section. Now we're getting to about 1/10 and a half, 2/10 off the Audi times. Yeah, I broke too early. Nürburgring set seems to be doing pretty good. I guess that's because I was making it, because I was based it off the Silverstone set. And at the Nürburgring, it's kind of similar to this track where you're changing directions a lot. So I did about everything I could to make that set change directions more. So it makes a lot of sense that this is actually a little bit better feeling around here now with that set. But that's a good time. That's like an Audi time right there. So I know we're getting close to being even with the Audi if we can keep running those. That's even with an Audi in my testing today. Maybe the Audi's about 1/10 quicker now, but I mean it's right there. Yeah, I was comparing it to McLaren. I just drove the McLaren before this, and it felt pretty bad here. So what I want to do is I want to, do tests at every track. Whew, that was fun right there. I want to do tests at every track that the Pro Series is going to and see how the individual cars do here. I think this is probably one of the weaker tracks for the McLaren. I have a feeling here and the Nürburgring BS circuit are going to be pretty weak tracks for that car, but we'll have to see until we get there. Ah, no, don't hit the wall. That was stupid. Trying to see how much I could save it. Alright, let's see what the tire pressures are. Oh, one click on this right front. See, this is the ring, so I'm going to save this as Silverstone now, because it's doing really good here. Do you kind of want to... I think we're like almost full. So we got the first spring set in here. Bring the diff preload down one click. See if I can help with a little bit more rotation through the middle of the corner. I'll go up a couple degrees on the caster. So I want to see what it feels like with an 11.6. I'm hoping it just helps the front bite a little bit more. Also going to go up 2 clicks on the high-speed compression, and we'll match it with the rebound just to have nice even shocks. Try and get a little bit more turn in with that too. See how it does with just a... do I want to do more toe in? Leave the toe in there for now. Let's bring the ABS down a little bit like we did with the other cars. Bring it down to 4. Let's see what it feels like. Yeah, I mean, it's the heaviest car out of the bunch, and it just wouldn't turn in these corners, so I can see why you'd struggle with it here, talking about the McLaren. Alright, this will be interesting now that I got warmed up, see what kind of laps I can do the first couple laps. Especially with some of the little adjustments to the set. Definitely, I mean, the thing... Okay, we got brand new tires on it, but it feels really good in changing directions there compared to how it felt last time I drove it here. Yeah, a little more caster, and the steering really doesn't feel any heavier. Hopefully it just helps the car turn a little bit more into the corner. Ooh, this thing's starting to come alive. Nope, too fast. So one thing about this car compared to, say, the Audi, if you go too fast on entry, it's not going to be as stable. This is kind of like the rough in the sense that you do not want to go too fast into a corner with this car because you're going to be sideways and have your hands full until you get straight again. Where the Audi's just super forgiving in that sense. Just trying to see how aggressive I can be over that curb, and I still do have to. It looks like because I was like full throttle and it can't kick me loose when I was way on the inside of it. So if I'm that far inside, it looks like I do have to lift a little bit still. And let's just try and fall back into a rhythm again and see what we get. Yep, gonna do the 12 hours of Sebring. Should be a fun race.
1 minute 52.2.
Does feel like it's going better through the middle of the corner now. It's allowing me to get on the gas a little bit sooner. Yeah, there's some definite good life in the Beamer now. Like it's a whole new car, really. Just by making it that much better on exit makes a huge difference, in my opinion. Really, it just feels like a lighter Mercedes, or Mercedes just feels like a heavier Beamer now. I don't know why I went down to second. And I broke way too late, dang it. That was a good lap until I screwed that corner, or that section up. I would have been faster in my Audi lap, I think. I think I ran a 49.2 with Audi, and that would have been like a low 49.1. So this thing's on par with Audi right now. That was a 49.2 with this screw up. So making those adjustments to get this car turn a little bit better helped a lot, and it is better over the curb, so I can attack this section with more confidence. No, we're gonna do it in the DP. I enjoyed. The car's fun to drive. So yeah, mixing it up. I'm gonna do it in the DP. Finally be passing cars instead of being in the slower class and getting past, which will be a nice change of pace. My team's gonna be Jonathan Fuller and then Jonathan Boutel. Alright, this car is fun to drive right now. We're fully on pace with Audi right now. And honestly, my focus was probably a little bit better in the Audi. I think I already lost focus in this up, that's why I'm 4/10 off. See if I can focus here for a little bit. It's just getting through the middle of that corner so much better. Yeah, this might even be faster than the Audi is at this moment. Yeah, hopefully see you in that top split. I won't be racing until like the second half of the race, so. Yeah, a little purple sector. Always like those. So it's probably a little bit of the diff change helped. I imagine a little more compression in the front helped with responsiveness, and then the caster. I'd imagine the caster and the diff made the biggest difference in getting better rotation through the middle with this car.
1 minute 49.
It definitely feels like it has a better pace than the Audi right now. It's just interesting to see how it'll hold up over the course of a run. And again, I can make the Audi set better too. The Audi set did need a little bit more rotation on entry. Just kind of a slight tendency to understeer. Right now, these two cars are pretty doggone close here. This car you just have to be more patient with. It's got more of a flow to it, where the Audi feels like you can kind of throw it around a little bit more. Audi's a little bit more forgiving if you miss your braking point, or this is not so much. I really like the way it's rotating through the middle for this car. It's the best. It's the best I've had to rotate through the middle yet since I've driven it. It's the best it's done at changing directions and rotating through the middle.
Minute 49.5.
Yeah. Just can't get the last rhythm for the last little part. Oh no, Twitch is twitching. It's dropping frames. I've done such a good run and now Twitch is... This is the reason I don't Twitch. Because it just starts dropping frames. Looks like we've been dropping a lot of frames. Well, it was a good run, Twitch. Looks like I'm just gonna have to go back to YouTube. I don't know what Twitch's problem is. I don't know why it can't handle it. I'd been doing so good for like almost the whole week, and now it's just dropping frames. Yeah, just going way too hard into that car. I'm all distracted now because it's just... This is pathetic how I'm just dropping frames right now. Sorry about that, guys. But you can blame Twitch, because I'll go on YouTube after this and I won't drop a single... I've never dropped a single frame on YouTube. Twitch, drop frames all day.
1 minute 51.
Oh, he used to drop frames all day, and then it was doing really good for a while there, but it looks like we're back to slideshow. No, I can't do anything about it right now, so I don't blame you guys if you bounce, but I'm just gonna play this video out and then I'll re-upload it on YouTube, because I am recording at the same time. So, I'm just gonna keep acting like Twitch isn't being retarded. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the way it's just getting through that corner so much nicer than the McLaren was. Then again, I brought the ABS down to 4, and it's not even, hasn't even been a thought in my head, so I might just keep bringing it down slowly to 3 to 2 until it becomes something that I have to think about, and it's locking up. But I guess from what I read, like the higher ABS settings actually make the front tires heat up more, so maybe that's why it's actually turning a little bit better right now, is because I'm not over even the fronts because the ABS algorithm's all jacked up or whatever the reason is. Like, I gotta get my focus back here because I had focus for a couple laps now. Yeah, that's the only problem with YouTube. It's just the freaking comments are delayed and stream's delayed, but I think it'd be better with having such a bigger name behind it. Or are they both owned by Google now? Can't remember. Yeah, one of these days, hopefully YouTube will get it to where it's more real time, not quite the delay, because that is definitely very annoying. I just really thought for a minute there me and Twitch were going to get along again. That just doesn't seem to be the case. So I'll try and get a little bit more aggressive with my braking, especially like the straight line braking, just see if I can gain a little bit more time there, because by nature I'm usually a little more conservative on my braking. I just carried a little bit too much speed into there. I really like the way this car is getting around this track right now, though. If I can actually drive it in the right manner. The biggest problem is the way I'm driving it. It's probably overdriving it a little bit. And it's got great traction. Again, we're not running traction control. I'm fairly aggressive on the throttle there and just completely hooks up.
1 minute 49.8.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting because Twitch and YouTube are both better at different things, like you pointed out. There you go, getting back to that pace I had before. So again, this is almost identical to my pace in the Audi. I'm actually enjoying driving this a little bit more. Because that way the car just feels a lot more connected. Well, the hard thing about driving all these cars back to back is I'm never quite sure if I'm in the right gear going into the corner. I don't really have time to look down and make sure sometimes. That was third gear, usually it's second gear, I think. I just love the way it gets out of those corners. If you can get it to get through the corner, it just gets out of the corners so nicely.
49.7.
Actually, I feel like I can get on the throttle sooner. I can the McLaren through there at this point. The Merc's my favorite sounding car out of the group easily. Love the way this thing sounds. It's got that big old V8. And just sitting in the freaking pit lane, it sounds amazing. Oh, too fast. Whenever you're going too fast, you gotta be ready for that rear end to step out, because it's gonna do it every time. If anything, this is about a 10th off what my Mercedes was running, but it's pretty comparable. Again, I'd or what the Audi was doing, kinda expect the Audi to be better here just because it's a little bit lighter. The curbs really don't upset it that much here because they're not super big curbs. If anything, I'm just struggling with that last little right-hander. Crank a little bit deeper next time. Still feels great out of that corner.
1 minute 49.6.
Definitely consistent, more consistent than the... I mean, I couldn't do these on the McLaren. I was doing 50 flats on the McLaren around here. I just cannot get that section figured out. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna call it about there because I'm getting a pretty good idea. Well, the V10 Audi just sounds different. It's a different sound. I like the throatiness of this more than I do that V10 scream. That's probably just because I'm American. Alright, we're gonna save that because that felt great. I think what I'll do is maybe next week start doing longer runs after I do these little shakedowns and get sets that I feel are getting pretty good at each track, and then I'll do long run testing. But for the most part, that felt... Let's put it this way. Audi's the best. This is second best right now, just by a little bit. McLaren's about half a second off both these. So we'll leave it at that. One more time, before I shut this down, I'm going to go back and look at all the weights since I have all that stuff. Pulled up. Just give me 1 second. There it is. Alright, so we're going to go over the weights of the cars again. 1270 for the Audi. McLaren is, according to this website, 1,400 kilograms, so that's quite a difference. The Mercedes is just under that, well, quite a bit under that at 1,330 kilograms, so it's roughly, what, 200 pounds lighter, about 150 pounds lighter than the McLaren. Then it goes the Audi, which is, put these in order, which is, so 2932 versus 2799, so it's about 150 pounds from the McLaren to the Mercedes, about 130 pounds from the Mercedes to the Audi. And I think I gotta look up the Beamer again. 1 second. And the Mercedes, or the Beamer, is easily the lightest of the bunch. It is 2646. So it's about another 120 pounds lighter than the Audi. It's 2646. The McLaren's 3,000. I mean, it's freaking. McLaren's 425 pounds lighter or heavier than the Beamer. And you look at horsepower. Where'd the McLaren go? Yeah, whatever. I'm just looking at car weight right now because that's what seems to really make a difference in these cars. The heavier the car, the less it wants to change direction. And so far, seems like what's working better for this series is cars that want to change direction more and do a better job. So we'll leave this video. I'm actually gonna go start off. Yeah, it seems that's what I've learned. Heat is Silverstone seems to be pretty poor for this track. I think the Mac is better at Sebring for sure, because you don't have a lot of S's. You don't have to change directions and more just one-way corners. It's got a lot of bumps. The McLaren's definitely better than the Mercedes over the bumps, and it's way better over the bumps than the Audi. Still think the Beamer is going to be the best over the bumps, but gonna stop this video, and if you're watching the stream, I'm gonna go over to YouTube. So if you want to go to my YouTube channel, check that out. Just so I mean, I dropped 22,000 frames in that video. So I tried Twitch, it didn't work out. Should have known better, but yeah. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.